Today on the Hartley Show, we're going to be talking about digital comics, all the various digital platforms out there, and neat little digital things like what you're looking at right now. Hey. Welcome to the Hartley Show. Now, today we're talking about digital comics and all the new digital applications involving comics on your various platforms, iPhones, tablets, and things like that. One of the things that's been going on ever since DC launched their New 52 initiative is that most comics anyways, now you can buy them digitally on the same day that they come out physically. Now, the Marvel $3.99 books, what they're doing is with your $3.99 comics on top of the AR application that we'll get to later, they also give you a free comic book. Now, these little, basically it's like a stamp. These little tabs, they peel off and there's a code underneath there. You go online and you redeem this and then you get a free comic. Also, sometimes with that comes the Infinity comic that I'll also show you a little bit later on. Now, the DC books, their take on it is what they do is you buy these combo pack things. It even says right there, combo pack, digital copy inside. And you open up this bag and there's some sort of code in here. I actually haven't bought one of these at any point yet, although I have bought some DC digital comics separately. And the weird thing about the way Marvel and DC is doing it in DC's digital comics, the combo packs are $1 more than the regular price, is that to get these digital comics, you have to devalue them. You have to take this sticker thing off. And with this, you have to open up the bag. In both cases, you're devaluing the comics. So it's kind of a misstep to some degree on Marvel and DC's behalf. They haven't, in my opinion, quite figured out the optimum way to do this yet. DC and Marvel, they both have these same day and date release going on, and Image and Dark Horse and all these other platforms are doing it. And I'll show you right here on my Kobo Vox, probably one of the lesser tablet instruments. Right here I've got loaded up a Marvel Infinite comic. Now this Infinite comic comes from Avengers X-Men, and what they're doing with this stuff is it's quite innovative, is they're showing you a new form of comic books where they're using the comic book style a little bit differently, and as you'll see, the images add on top. So you get a lot of repetitive imagery, but it's a really interesting way to read comics, and most importantly, it's a value-added thing. With this Avengers vs. X-Men Infinite Comics, and it's the only series they've added Infinite Comics to so far, it didn't cost you anything more, and you got an extra fairly long comic at the end. Now, what else you have here is you've got the main comic digital platform called Comixology, and every week, Comixology has... Oh, I can't. I can't get on. I got to get their code. So sorry about that. What I was trying to say is this is quite a convenient way to look at your comic books, because of course you can store a bajillion on there. So what you've got going on here, I'll show you on my iPhone, is this is the main Comixology storefront. You can see the day and date. One interesting note to make about DC's digital comics is the DC digital day and date release books, after a month they drop their price by $1. Marvel doesn't do that for the most part, but what the Marvel has is they have these Marvel sales. I think it's every Monday and Wednesday. They have 99-cent sales. You can get a whole run of books for just 99 cents. It's a great deal. Now, what I was going to show you over here is my Comixology comic collection at the moment. Two comics that I'm really enjoying right now that are digital only at this point is Edison Rex is one of them, and this is a great f***ing comic book. Cool gorillas and all this stuff, and as you can see, it's motion sensitive. And this is one of the great ways you can read these digital comics panel for panel. This is another great comic called Mask and Mobsters. It's a old sort of noir retro take on, you know, the sort of 20s, 30s era and superheroes and their villains and how they relate to the mob and all that sort of stuff. And there again, I could show you the panel for panel read mode, which I quite like.
10:30. Go!
Uncanny X-Force shows a lot of promise. Mask, number 3 wasn't as good as number 1. Minutemen offends the hell out of me. New Avengers, awesome. A+X, pedantic and silly. X-Men Manowar, always good. Justice League 16, great crossover so far. Blue Beetle number 16, end of the series, and I'll miss it. FF has been great. Teen Titans, worst damn issue of the whole series. Woohoo! So here we are right now. I'm going to show you off the Marvel AR app. Now, first thing you do, you load the thing up. And of course, what you need for this to work is a device that has a camera on one side. Of course, there's your classic Marvel scrolling thing you see in their movies and TV shows and that sort of stuff. And then it scans in cover images. So here you go. Now, in this particular case, it's a description of Avengers Arena. Now, for the most part, what you're seeing in these Marvel AR for the cover is just a quick rundown on what's going on with the book. This one I thought was great. Now, one thing I found quite interesting about this one is the voice actor they got for Young Avengers definitively sounds, when you listen to him, he sounds like a young hipster.
Due to a variety of factors, untimely death, exhaustion, deactivation,
you get the point there. They've been giving you the AR code in the letters column section. In this particular issue, there's a little movie to watch, which frankly I thought was absolute crap, but it's neat that they're doing it. Now, one of the interesting things I should point out right now is that this is a $2.99 book, as is the Avengers Arena that I was just showing you. And they are actually giving you more value added off of your basic $2.99 books. They started off only doing it with these the $3.99 books, so it's great to see that value added for a $2.99 book because it is the lowest tier of comic price. And DC isn't doing anything like this right now. This is one of these cases where actually Marvel's kicking DC's ass silly. Now we've got the main Avengers book here, which is my favorite Avengers book at the moment. And of course, their intro at the beginning is just this classic sort of retrospective about what's going on in the book. Now, they also have it throughout the rest of the book as well. Creative editing. There's a Marvel AR app. Sometimes they don't work, actually. Every now and then one of these things just fucks up and nothing happens. But in most cases, you get things like little sketch moments. Here we go. This is the colorist explaining to you how he approaches coloring the book. And so a lot of this stuff, what you really end up with is a sort of, what do they call it? A director's commentary sort of version of the comic. So as you can see in this copy of All New X-Men, they don't actually have the Marvel AR application applied here in any way, shape, or form, which I find quite bizarre because this is the digital copy. What would be easier than to incorporate digital stuff into the digital copy? But it seems to me that what they're trying to do right now is give you more added value for your physical copy than for your digital copy, and I'm not really sure why they're doing that. So there's the Marvel AR app. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the fact that you get some added value to the book. A lot of people have complained that the AR symbol shows up throughout the book and sort of mars the art. That doesn't bother me that much when it's nice and subtle like this, although sometimes it is a little larger. I'm not sure if they're adding these to the trades or not. I don't think they are. So we'll just wrap things up. Well, I'll show you what this Exo Man of War thing actually does.
But I, Eric of Dacia, last of the Visigoth people, will be conquered no more.
It's Eric, Exo Man of War himself, explaining to you his backstory, which obviously you'll understand if you actually buy the comic. But this is, I believe, one of the only other digital applications anybody's done other than Marvel so far. And DC needs to get out their fucking ass and actually do something digital like this. Hey guys, it's time for tweets and emails. First up, Penny Spence writes, "Hey, I think that Asian guy who attacked you lives in my building. I've seen him lurking around my lobby." What Asian guy that attacked me? Racist much? Jeez, some assholes, man. Next up, we got Leonard D, who says, "Hi, Hartley. Love the show, man. Wanted to know, is Taz Comics a real store, or is it just some set you guys built?" That's a great question, Leonard. In fact, it is a giant set we built here. It functions just as a normal comic store. You know, this is actually how we make our money for the show, but it is indeed a giant set. Please shop here, though. It's how we actually make our money for the show. Next up, we got Howie D221, who says, "Yo, Hartley, love the reviews. Maybe you guys could do a segment on Jughead. I love that guy." Jughead? I'd say for you maybe, but I don't think Next up, we got Sheldo, who says, "Hartley, I challenge you to a 10 and 30 duel to the death, any place, anytime. It's on, you f***ing dick fuck. Let's go!" Motherfucker steps into my house. Next up, we got Stuart BB6, who says, "Saw your show through the store window last night. If it wasn't for the security bars, I would have looted the place. Not just to continue on with aggression, but you're in asshole. Next up, we got Amy FF13, who says, "Great show, Hartley. Wood God rocks. My wrestler boyfriend goes by the same name. How cool is that?" It's pretty cool, especially if he can actually get an erection. Next up, we got Raj 007, who says, "Neat show, very informative. Plus, my pet rabbit seems to like you. He stops pooping when you're on TV." As a rabbit owner, I got to say that means a lot to me, and I'd love to know how you can get the rabbit to stop pooping just with me on TV, because it never works for me at home. So there you have it, emails and tweets. Of course, if you want to write in, just write into the address right below here, tweet or email us. We'd love to respond to you. So there you have it, digital comics, digital platforms. I'd like to thank Taz, as always, for letting us film here, and thanks for watching.